So I've been out once again to the local second-hand and charity shops this past weekend, which have been the 16th and 17th of June. You must support your local high street. Said it before, shops on there are depending on you popping in every now and again, and the stuff that I tend to pick up is, yes, you've seen what it is before. It's fairly sort of standard collectible stuff. It's nice to get a win every now and again, something you haven't got before. We've got some nice limited editions on the last video, so we'll see what we can pick up. Every time you pop through the doors, you're never quite sure what you're going to get, and this is the great sort of thrill about games collecting, is that sometimes it might be a load of rubbish, sometimes it might be nothing at all, sometimes you'll get something that you're very proud of. So we'll whiz through these best we can and just try and find out what we picked up this weekend. There we go. First one, Sega Bass Fishing on the Wii, and that was 50p. Never played that one before. Not really a fishing game type of person. This was from one of the charity shops I pop into. They do 3 for £1, so that was part of that. I've got the set, the EA Active set, which is the second one with all the bits and pieces that go with it, but I hadn't got the first one. I realised that afterwards, so that was a nice one to pick up. Finding Nemo on the PlayStation 2, that was £1. That was all complete. Not too bad inside, actually pretty good for a kids game. Sometimes they're completely scratched to pieces, but that one's a pretty good nick one. Yeah, this was in the I think it was in the 3 for £1 deal. This is NBA Live 2005 on the PlayStation 2. Again, nothing particularly special, but I haven't got that one. Call of Duty, this is Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1 on the PlayStation 2. I was quite pleased with that one. That was 25p, and again, for a Call of Duty game, that's in pretty good nick. I hadn't got that one, and I'm missing the original one now on PlayStation 2. I've got 2 and 3, but not that one. Went into one of my local CXs, and some gamer, I should remember to say that in this day and age, had dumped their entire Xbox. So start again, shall we? An Xbox gamer of male or female variety has basically traded in their entire Xbox collection at my local CEX, and there are some really sort of higher priced games in there that I've seen priced elsewhere, I've not seen copies of in the actual physicality, and they're way beyond anything I can afford. But it was nice to see a shelf which usually has about 25 or 30 games, all got 60 or 70 on there. So if these did belong to you, thank you very much for those, and maybe one day I can pick up some of those ones that you dropped in there. So this was Jaeger, which I got for £1, and I got Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, which is, for some reason is difficult to find in a reasonable condition. I've tried to buy it before, because I think I've got this on PlayStation 2, the second games of the series, and I've got the Two Towers on. No, I've got the Return of the King on Xbox, but I can never find this in a good condition. So that was 75p. What have we got here? Xbox 360 stuff now. This is Modern Warfare 2, which I got for 25p, and again, for being a Call of Duty game, which probably would have been played quite a bit, it's in good condition. Battlefield 3, exactly the same thing, good condition, both discs intact, 25p. Bargain, you can get bargains anyway. Forza 3, you may remember a few weeks ago I picked up Forza 4, and I paid 50p for Forza 4, which is not a great condition. This one's got the manual, it's got both discs inside, cracking condition, 25p. You can't say any fairer than that, can you really? So, racing collection for the PlayStation, the Xbox 360 continues. This is Mass Effect, which was in the 3 for £1 deal. A little bit of a scratch on the disc here, which I've got to try and clean up, but generally speaking, again, not bad at all really. It does work, so I'll give that one a clean over. I'll do this one next, which was Madden 13 on Xbox 360. That was 50p. That now goes with Madden 25 that I've picked up. So you can see not a lot spent there. Less than £1, I think, was the most expensive on 2 of those games there. So quite a lot there for not a lot. I then went and picked up Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes on Xbox 360. Don't have many Metal Gear games. I got the 2 and 3 for PlayStation 2. I did at one point before I thought it was stolen. I have a PlayStation 1 version of the original game. I've got Guns of the Patriot. I've also, I think, have I got one of the Metal Gear games? No, I don't think I've got one of the games on Xbox 360. Xbox, sorry about that. So that's good. This one now, I think we'll try and have a find of the weekend. You know, last weekend it was the Gears of War set. This weekend, again, limited edition Xbox 360, sort of where I'm going at the moment. Brilliant little set, this one. This is, hopefully you can't see that, can you? There we go. This is the Evil Within. Now, this is the limited edition set. Now, I'll just do a quick... Don't like to open these things up usually, because a lot of people do that, and that's all well and good. And as you can see, hopefully there, this is the limited edition sort of holographic colour, which is completely lost on the camera. But it's really quite effective. And then it came as well with a diary. This is Sebastian's diary, featuring imagery from the game. It hasn't actually been, I don't think, touched. It is absolutely mint, and it's got some nice little sort of pictures inside from the game. I'm not going to open it too much because it's not been touched. The disc is immaculate. There's not a touch on the disc. Now, I'm not sure whether it's a particularly rare or collectible game. I don't know. I was told by the bloke who sold it to me. He said this is the sort of game that you play in the light, with the lights turned on and 3 or 4 of your closest friends close by to hold your hand, which generally implies it's going to sit on my shelf and not actually not get played at all, because I don't like games like that. But Metal Gear 5 was $199, and this was $199 as well, and he was absolutely stunned by how good a condition it was in. It was, and I think that's a really, really nice find, and that will take pride and place on the shelf, which at the moment on the bottom of this cabinet you can't see over here. It may get moved around at some point. That was really good. But again, you've got 15 games there, and I think it's about £10.50, £11, coming in at around about sort of 60-70p a game. That's a really good pickup for me, and I'm really happy to pick those things up. And again, all those have come from charity shops, or they've come from second-hand shops on the high street. Now, I appreciate that a lot of those are quite common titles. There's nothing there that's going to sort of knock people's socks off, but it goes to show that if you enjoy playing games, and you enjoy collecting games, and you like games, that you can get a lot of good stuff for not a lot of cash. A lot of people go to car boot sales, and I like going to car. I used to love going to car boots, but I got myself into a bit of a mess because we're going every weekend and things like that. I'd much rather now do this on a budget and keep it that way, because you can still get decent games. I mean, there's some good titles in there, you know, Call of Duty, the Lord of the Rings game, you've got Mass Effect, Metal Gear Solid and Evil. You know, there's titles there that I recognise that are well regarded and written about and spoke about, which is great. Now, if I was buying, you know, Pony Friends 2 or Littlest Pet Shop every week, then yeah, I suppose you could probably sort of question my sanity, which I do on a regular basis. In fact, I would have bought Pony Friends 2 this weekend on the Wii had the disc actually not looked like Pony Friends, and indeed the entire stable had been pushing the disc around the floor with their hooves, because I've never seen a disc in a shop so badly scratched as that one. It looks like somebody had taken a fork to the back of it and just spent half an hour sort of gouging chunks out of it. It was absolutely appalling. I've never seen anything like it before, which makes me sort of think that sometimes people nowadays don't treat things as perhaps as we did when we were younger. I don't know. We are the generation who used to collect games in cardboard boxes and throw the cardboard boxes away. But then again, why were they making games with cardboard boxes on them? You know, why weren't they using, you know, the Sega games? I'm looking up here now, and quick example, you know, the Ninja for whatever it is, you know, these hard cases here, you know, why were these not standard all the way through? Why is it so difficult to pick up games now in mint condition. Of course, it's very easy with the cardboard box now to not only fake the cartridge inside it, but actually fake the packaging. Sometimes you don't actually know what you're getting. There we go. Anyway, so that was this week, which wasn't too bad. It's going to mean I may need to start packing away some of my older stuff that at the moment it looks very good on the shelf but doesn't actually get touched an awful lot, which is my Commodore 64 and Amiga stuff, which goes round the top of the room, sort of across the top here and then out the back. And where you can see there, I think Basil is, yeah, that's the top of the PlayStation 2. Now above that there I've got some GameCube stuff which you can't see there, and then there's the Commodore 64 stuff just above it. Let's give you a quick, there we go, you can just see, I'm not lying, there we go. Yep, see how far I get. I've got a joint ceiling here, so there we go, just turn that way and up a bit. Yeah, so you can see there's a lot of Commodore stuff. But those are all originals. A little bit of stuff which, if I can, over here, which is sort of tapes where I've got cases for. There's a few cover tapes in there, but all this up here is all the Hit Squad budget. There's Codemaster stuff there, and then again above here, loads of sort of small tape size, the single cassette things, some budget games in there, some originals, and then over here you've got the dual case big games. No sense of direction here. So you've got some, and then some box stuff in the corner which you can't see there, and then some more stuff going along the top. So it may be the case now that that some of that stuff may have to sort of go not so much into storage, but sort of located elsewhere and kept secure in a decent place, because that at the moment there is going to have to go up. Possibly up, and then some stuff behind here which you can't see, that would have to then move over there. So we've got a bit of rejigging to do because it tends to get out of control. I forgot to mention I did get a PlayStation 1 game at the weekend. Not worth waiting for, but I did get a PlayStation 1 game at the weekend. Jeremy McGrath's Motocross 2000 on PlayStation 1. Bit of a crack on the case, but the game inside is in pretty good condition, and that was £1. But again, it's another PlayStation 1 game in the world. I always said, you need to pick these up no matter what. Well, I say no matter what condition they are in, but a decent standard, pick those up, because those are getting more and more rare to find. 4 or 5 years ago, you've probably gone somewhere like that and picked up a rack of those games and a PlayStation 1 for very, very little. It's changed now. So you've got to pick up what you can when you can. And it was nice to do that anyway. So yeah, that's been this week, which has been quite fun really. More stuff for the collection, and the Xbox 360, which I've had now probably nearly 2 months. I've already got about nearly 40 games for it, which is fantastic. And none of those games have cost me more than $1.99, which is brilliant. So I just need to play them now, as with everything else. Anyway. Yes, I hope you enjoy what I've picked up there. Feel free to browse around the rest of the channel. Lots of other shopping finds from previous weeks and months and what have you. There's a gameplay video, and there's some old Commodore 64 stuff as well, which is always fun to look at. If you do like what you see, do hit the subscribe button. That'd be nice too, if somebody would say. Leave a comment. We'd love to hear what you have to say about what we're picking up, and your thoughts and experiences of what's going on out there, and what you're finding. That would be great as well, because we can sort of bounce off that and try and do some bits and pieces. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Check where we are, and yeah, we shall crack on with that, and we shall see you again soon. Cheers now.